SpaceX is edging closer to what could become the biggest IPO in stock market history. Is this an opportunity of a generation or a valuation that's simply gone too far? Elon Musk's SpaceX is targeting a valuation of around $1.75 trillion with speculation it could raise as much as $75 billion when it finally lists, potentially later in June. That would make it larger than almost every company in the Nasdaq 100 except giants like Nvidia, Apple and Microsoft. The excitement surrounding the IPO has been building for some time. For years, ordinary investors have watched SpaceX from the sidelines as the company stayed private while transforming the economics of space travel. It has become the dominant player in rocket launches, developed reusable rocket technology, and built Starlink into one of the world's fastest growing satellite internet businesses. And that's exactly why so many investors are desperate to get involved. Supporters argue SpaceX is not just another aerospace company. It's seen as the center of modern space economy, combining satellite communications, defense contracts, AI infrastructure, and space exploration into one giant growth story. But the valuation is already raising some eyebrows across Wall Street. Based on estimates of around $21 billion in annual revenue and a $1.75 trillion valuation, that would value SpaceX at roughly 83 times sales. Now, for comparison, that's significantly higher than Nvidia's already stretched valuation metrics. Bulls argue investors are pricing in what SpaceX could become over the next decade, not what it actually earns today. Bears, on the other hand, argue that's exactly the problem. Critics say investors may be attaching enormous valuations to technology and future ambitions that are still years away from generating meaningful profit. And while SpaceX has proven it can dominate launches, many of its biggest projects, including Starship and Musk's long-term Mars ambitions, remain expensive and commercially very uncertain for now. There are also concerns that the IPO could completely dominate financial markets for weeks. There are some expectations that the sheer size of the listing could literally be sucking oxygen out of the wider IPO market, drawing investor money and attention away from other companies hoping to float this year. Still, history does suggest that investors may not care too much about that. Mega IPOs often generate enormous demand in their early days. And let's face it, Musk has built a reputation for convincing markets to back ambitious ideas long before they become profitable realities. I mean, we only have to look at Tesla's rise from a niche EV company into one of the world's most valuable businesses to see an example of this. And then this IPO could also be different from most IPOs. Reports suggest that SpaceX may allocate an unusually large percentage of shares directly to retail investors, therefore giving ordinary traders far greater access than a typical Wall Street listing. At the same time, the filings suggest Elon Musk will maintain extraordinary control over the company after the listing, with special voting rights that would effectively leave him very firmly in charge. So while investors may finally get the chance to own a piece of SpaceX, they may have very little say over how the company is actually run. Either way, the SpaceX IPO is shaping up to be far more than just another market debut. It's becoming a test of whether investors will still believe massive future visions deserve trillion-dollar valuations, and whether Elon Musk can once again persuade markets to fund the impossible. For more videos like this, please do like and subscribe.